transit Jupiter in Pisces opposite natal Neptune in Virgo. You may be vulnerable to misplaced trust and unrealistic optimism. As your imagination leads you to dream big dreams, your sympathies can become vulnerable to delusion, distortions, fanaticism, and escapist tendencies. Your efforts can find practical application in the arts or therapeutic work. You can be too idealistic when it comes to helping others whom you consider to be less fortunate. Be careful not to allow others to lean on you to the extent that they deplete you mentally and spiritually. Unrealistic expectations from both yourself and those who appeal to your sympathy can lead to martyrdom. You may help with analyzing other people's problems, but they must help themselves. During this period there is a possibility to be deceived and be taken advantage of. The transit of Jupiter opposite your natal Neptune makes it difficult to distinguish what is real from what is not. It encourages you to seek your spiritual identity and escape from the daily mundane reality. There is danger in the use of alcohol or drugs as this transit predisposes you towards it. Your mind feels trapped by all kinds of abstract speculations or very high ideals that are difficult to put into practice. It is important for you to remember to calculate the risks of losing and know how to use your intuition. It all depends on whether you are a practical person or not. This transit will be beneficial for artistic imagination, if you have a way of working this kind of inspiration. You can idealize another person too much, or vice versa, and you may not have an accurate view of reality. Be careful not to go overboard idealizing people or the circumstances of your life, and, above all, do not be fooled, as there is a tendency not to see clearly the motives of others. Treat others as they are, look no further than what is at hand. Do not do more for others than is good for you. Love and private life. Have you ever considered whether you have a spiritual nature, and if so, to what degree? Jupiter now invites you to discover your interest in spiritual matters and experience your own spirituality. This endeavor can be particularly enjoyable together with your partner. For example, you may suddenly discover that you both thought of each other or wanted to say the same thing at the same moment. Couples have a spiritual bond, but people often barely notice this. But now that you perceive it, this bond provides you with a wonderful sense of happiness. If you are capable of giving unconditional love, you will also be rewarded with feelings of happiness. But if you repeatedly expect something in return for your love, your partner will notice that you are not really in harmony with him. Instead, you always think of your own needs first. He may decide to pull the wool over your eyes or perhaps pay this back to you in kind. If your partner is not the way that you would like him to be, this will often reflect something about yourself. Then it is your task to find out your own weak spot. Jupiter can help you feel your weak spots and accept them. Opening up to this process will increase your trust in life. But if you tend to be gullible, Jupiter will also strengthen this trait. If this is the case, you should be particularly careful. You may also now have the tendency, for love's sake, to give your partner the shirt off your back. This can be wonderful if you have a partner who truly deserves it. But do not let yourself be deceived. If you resonate with this reading, don't forget to subscribe.